Okay, so here is an example of Chapter 16 testing the sales and the accounts receivable section of the audit. So we have Tim Flynn is an engagement manager for the audit of O'Donnell Enterprises. Tim is currently planning tests of details of balances for the accounts receivable and is considering the use of an electronic confirmation request to improve response rates. The historical response rate to those written confirmation requests sent to O'Donnell's customers has been below 50%. And Tim believes that this can increase to 80% if he uses the electronic requests. Tim is considering two different options. The first option is to use email responses. I lost my email confirmation requests, with requests emailed directly to the customers and the customers emailing the responses directly back to the audit firm. The second option is to use direct access to the customer's electronic records through website links for O'Donnell's largest customers and then provide written requests to the remaining customers. So then what factors does Tim need to consider when whether to use the written confirmations, the emails, or the direct access? So the most important things, the three most important factors are the accuracy or the efficiency of him doing it, what's going to be harder for the auditor, the likelihood of the response. So again, like we've already talked about that, the written confirmations are getting less than 50%. So does he expect that the email requests would get more? So we already think yes, they probably would. And then the reliability of the evidence. So the email, I guess then you consider the direct access into those electronic records. So would those be as accurate or reliable as having the customer then actually look at the numbers and say, yes, this is true, and send it back? So that's what they'd have to consider. The direct access to the electronic records would probably be the most efficient, but would it be the most reliable? And then I feel like the written confirmations are also very reliable, but not necessarily efficient, and then a lower likelihood of response. So he'd have to kind of weigh all those decisions when making the decision to which one to go with. Then how will the audit firm ensure the reliability of the responses? For example, how might they verify the email addresses or the reliability of those electronic records? And then who should provide the email addresses for the email confirmations or the website links for the direct access to the electronic records? So the client provides those, just like if we're doing a written confirmation, the client is the one who provides those addresses. And then the written confirmations are prepared by the auditor and then mailed by the auditor and then received back to the audit firm. So the electronic would be the same way. They'd have to provide the email addresses, then the auditor should look at them for reasonableness. Like with a physical address, obviously you can kind of Google it up, Google it and look it up online where their corporate office is. Like none of that would be hidden. Email addresses might be a little more hidden, but you could still look at what is the email address? Is it at the website of the company? Use some reasonableness to run through those email addresses, and then feel comfortable with those. And the direct access to the electronic records, is that going to be handled by a third party? Is that handled by the client themselves? How does that process work to determine again if it's going to be reliable? So those are the things, again, the audits are going to look at, but they're going to kind of weigh those things between the efficiency and the reliability of the evidence.